Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us here for the news on CW20. I'm Emma Wolforst. We begin tonight with the latest officer-involved shooting in the state. This happened in Bridgeport early this morning on Terry Place. Neighbors called police there because of a man described as emotionally disturbed. Cops say 45-year-old Huntley Jackson was wielding a knife and allegedly attacked one officer, stabbing them in the shoulder. Officers responded by shooting him. Jackson is under arrest in the hospital tonight and at last report was in critical condition. The wounded cop was treated and released and is expected to make a full recovery. The state police inspector general is taking up the investigation. New details tonight in that fiery three-car crash on I-91 in Rocky Hill we first told you about last night. All southbound lanes were shut down near exit 23, causing a backup for miles. One of the people involved died, 4 others were hurt, and state troopers have arrested one of the drivers for DUI. Firefighters and police were on the scene just before 9. First responders say a BMW being driven by 23-year-old Jacob Texador of Ellington smashed into a Nissan Versa, causing both cars to flip over. That Nissan then collided with an SUV and caught fire. 26-year-old Jada Upshaw of Bloomfield, who was driving the Nissan, was rushed to a hospital but died upon arrival. Her passenger, the 2 people in the SUV, and the driver in the BMW suffered only minor injuries. Texador was charged with driving under the influence and released on $50,000 bond. He's due in court on the 25th.
Now, the latest Fox 61 weather impact forecast.
And good evening, meteorologist Nick Morganelli with you. We've got some showers coming in Sunday night into early Monday morning. After that, it clears out. And here comes the autumn chill starting on Tuesday morning and going right through most of next week. You need to hydrate. Very, very dry air moving in. One system moving away that gave us a few sprinkles early on your Saturday morning. See the spin right in here? That's the jet stream spin. So we have not only one, but 2 cold fronts that are going to be moving at us. The other headline is the tropics, and it's the Gulf of Mexico. There's a tropical storm, Milton, that is expected to become a hurricane, perhaps a major hurricane, and it has eyes for the west coast of Florida. Anywhere in this red shaded area could be the track. So we're going to be watching that very carefully. National Hurricane Center is on target with that. And look at all the computer models basically targeting the west coast of Florida. So we'll be watching that for you. But let's look at our forecast here, and we'll check out this cold front that's coming at us out of the west, and it's going to push through early Monday morning with those pre-dawn and sunrise showers. That pushes through, and then look at this chilly air moving in behind this next cold front for midweek. We won't see a frost here in Connecticut, but some places in New England will get their first frost. How about that? Tonight, we are down in the 40s. It is chilly. Make sure you close those windows tonight, or you'll be reaching for that second blanket. 7-day forecast showing plentiful sunshine with temperatures in the 60s next week for highs and overnight lows. Some areas in the rural places of Connecticut will get into the upper 30s on a couple of those midweek mornings. Have yourself a great Sunday.
Well, this guy has got UConn football in a position where teams around the country are taking notice. And Rentschler Field has become a place where visiting teams go to get dismantled. Here are the numbers for the Huskies at home this year. Entering Saturday, a perfect 3-0 record, and they've outscored opponents 158-34 at Rentschler Field. That's how good UConn's been. The Temple Owls looking to hand UConn its first home loss of the season. They were up late in the third quarter, but UConn driving, and Joe Fignano to TJ Sheffield, 58 yards to flip the scoreboard. UConn took a 16-13 lead into the fourth quarter. They lost the lead, but here they go again from the 1-yard line. It's Darrell Robinson punching it in. Huskies back in front. Then things got crazy. Ball at the 1-yard line. Final seconds of the game. Temple going for it, and the ball pops out. UConn has it. Jordan Wright comes away with the football and takes it the distance. Seals an epic come from behind win for UConn. How about that? 29-20, the final score.
You know, I think this team's becoming a good fun football team to watch, and I don't need it that close necessarily, but you know, character wins. Character wins they're more important to me than blowouts. You know, that's where you grow. That's where you learn. That's where you really start to define yourself as a team and as players on a team.
That was awesome. UConn continues to take care of business at home, now 4-0 at Rentschler Field this year. The Huskies have a break now. They head into the bye week with a 4-2 record. Staying on the gridiron, earlier in the day, Yale football welcomed fans back to the bowl for the Bulldogs home opener, and the fans were treated to history on the gridiron. So Yale and Central Connecticut State are separated by only about 35 miles or so if you take I-91. These two programs have been around for a combined 241 years. They've somehow never faced each other until now. Game tied at 3 in the opening quarter. Grant Jordan, the quarterback, takes it himself, drags a defender with him. Bulldogs up 10-3 after 1, but the Blue Devils were cooking up something early in the second. Brady Olson back to pass, and he whips it over to a wide open Jameer Robertson, and he's gone. 49-yard house call, and CCSU ties it up at 10. The Connecticut schools trading blows. The next one went to the Bulldogs. Their running back Josh Pitzenberger's a dog in more than just the school nickname. This run goes for 64 yards and 6 points. The first ever meeting between Yale and CCSU, and it was a classic. The Bulldogs beat the Blue Devils 23-22. Taking a look at the other college football scores from around the Nutmeg State. Great day on the gridiron for several teams. Trinity, Wesleyan, Sacred Heart, and New Haven, all winners. The Chargers with a dominant 56-0 performance against AIC. Meanwhile, a tough loss for Southern Connecticut State. The Owls kept pace with Assumption, but the Greyhounds scored what would end up being the winning touchdown late in the fourth quarter. Post loss to Assumption last week, the Eagles drop their fourth loss in a row. And that wraps up another busy college football Saturday around Connecticut. And that's it for sports, guys.
Definitely busy. Thank you, Jonah. And the Yankees beat the Royals 6-5 in the Bronx, and in Philadelphia, it was a nail-biter for a few innings today in Game 1 of the National League Division Series. But then the Mets bats exploded. Your final there, Mets 6, Phillies 2. That's going to do it for us now on the news tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emma Woolforst.
And I'm Nick Morganelli.
Be sure to join us tomorrow morning for The Real Story on Fox 61, hosted by me, and we invite you to wake up with our morning crew starting at 6 a.m. Have a great night.
Night.